Hey, good Wednesday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV. Wow, the phone just did a software update, so I tried the video, and then the video cut off. The technology, it about drive you nuts while it's cold. It is cold. I just took a nice, warm, kind of warm shower. I mean, it is cold, everybody. This area up here, nothing compared to my other good subscribers out there. This is wimpy weather to them, but man, let's get to day. Wife's already gone. And, yeah, she's back on the job. She's in a lot more than she used to be. All right, pups. And here's all the troublemakers right here. Come on, get in. Just get in here and make some noise. And I'll be right back. See the nice flowers I got my wife? How about that, huh? Look at my due diligence. And we got her nice flowers as well. Come on, Gypsy baby. Come on, boys. Get on out of here. Come on, boys and girls. Or boys. Yeah, 2 girls. That's right. A ginger baby. Yeah, she know how to bite. Wow. Come on, puppies. Let's get up here to the barn. Woo. It's a cold one, everybody. It's a dry, cold air. You know, this past weekend, or something like that, my good friend Chris told me we're going to 1 foot of snow. I'm like, wow. Really? He was like, yeah, we're supposed to be getting maybe 1 foot of snow. But this area is notorious for the no-show, which doesn't break my heart, really. I mean, the snow's cool at first, but then it gets really old after a while. And it's just so, yeah, whatever. Making it across the driveway as the driveway's getting thinned out. Man, if I got rid of 2 or 3 more vehicles, wow. Wow, the parking lot would become the vacant parking lot, wouldn't it? Tell you, and I can honestly tell you that may still play out as well, everybody. The finances ain't good, so it isn't easy being in my shoes for the overextension of borrowing way too much money. But you know, the federal government can do that stuff all day long, and who cares, right? Whip-de-doo-dah. I mean, it's beyond believable what's going on with the Elon Musk and Donald Trump being in power. And the exposure of our government. I mean, is it just really irritates you what's going on right now? I mean, we're talking about $3 trillion. Have you heard the latest? The latest, look at my heavier outfit today. Even though that blue jacket is in some ways kind of warmer, but this is all my Honda paraphernalia. Am I the Honda guy or what? But it's incredible to think that there's $3 trillion, that there's no money trail to where all the money went. I mean, all these stories you're hearing right now. All right, come on, pups. Let's get on in. Come on, you guys hungry? Come on, let's see you guys up here in the office. You saw yesterday what happens if you watch my late afternoon video with Ginger here. She's very dominant. And when it comes to the food side, it's not good. So I really do usually separate them with the food. But yesterday, kind of thought, what's the big deal? Yeah, that was a big deal. Fortunately, Diesel didn't get injured. Looked like it by the way the video was. Hey, Prince and Gypsy! I'm going to use my new toolbox for my storage for my food. How about that idea? There's one bowl. And here's another bowl. Come here, Gypsy Prince! What are you guys doing? Prince and Gypsy! Yeah, I'm going through food. And there goes Rebel, trying to be the ginger type. Gypsy Prince! They're such the characters of showing up. Come on, good girl. So let's see here. Another bowl there. And hey, where is oh, good boy, Prince. Princey, come here, Prince. Here you go, boy. So we got the food situation going, everybody. And where's my control to close the doors before the dogs get out? That's a whole other project. I'm going to try to manage the phone, manage the feeding, and get the morning conversations going. It's really cold Friday, really cold Wednesday morning. Gotta get some juice in me, man. I tell you, I think I'm fighting something a little bit. Last 2 nights, I've had to take some Alka-Seltzer Plus. Man, I just get in bed. Oh my gosh. I just have been hacking and coughing and feel terrible. And it's just so cold. But you know, that camper, it takes a while for that thing to get really kind of warmed up. So that camper, I'm sleeping in that camper, and man almighty, you know, I can't run the propane and electric all day long. It just gets way too expensive. So here's my gloves. I gotta put my gloves on, so hold on here as I try to manage things. All right, these aren't really, got the firm grip gloves on. I do okay, not great. And, yeah, so I can't leave that, like, I just can't. I mean, my electric bill has gone through the roof. The roof, man. We've had such cold weather. The amount of energy I'm using to run this property and that trailer and everything else, it's beyond believable how much money I'm spending right now for electric here. Energy's through the roof in so many ways. So for me, that camper, when you go in typically about 9 o'clock at night, sometimes 8, and man, it takes forever for that thing to warm up. I literally have to go get in bed a little earlier, get underneath the electric blanket. When we have an electric blanket in that trailer, I would freeze. It's not really until about midnight, 1 in the morning, a good 2-3 hours, that thing, I get in that camper, in the afternoon, usually that camper gets down to about 45 degrees. Then I kind of try to get it back up to like 50, 60, but getting back up to that 70, it's very, very challenging. And it takes pretty much till midnight, 1 in the morning, before that thing really starts to warm up. So I really do get the chills and get cold. So, and then taking a shower in the morning, not that bad. I mean, because by that time, the camera's 70, but the shower, I mean, it's okay warm, nothing real warm, but it's good enough to shower. So here we are in the shop as we walk around, and I try to bring content to you to keep you entertained, watch my channel. I really enjoyed the Gail's Pizza Hut. If you haven't seen Gail's Food and Stuff, her and Brian went to a Pizza Hut. I haven't been to Pizza Hut in years. A lot of those places closed down during COVID, and we used to have a really nice one here in Leesburg where I live, and I really like their food, so Gail did a really good job. If you haven't seen Gail's Food and Stuff, you got to go over to her channel. She does take the time to share with you the different foods and different ideas. She has some pretty creative ideas and things, but it was a great video to sit there, and Julie and I got a kick out of it. But I forgot to mention on that video, I thought it would even been more funny for Gail and Brian, so they're such good people. They were laughing because I videoed their video. I mean, so I was videoing their video, and I thought it was really quite entertaining. And I'm glad they enjoyed it and didn't take it the wrong way of us having fun to watch them. And Julie really wants to go to Pizza Hut, and where her boyfriend lives, that's not too far away from to go by there and check it out. So maybe she'll go do that. So anyways, I was thinking to myself, after that video stopped, for Gail and Brian is left-handed, and Gail, I'm sure they'll hear this conversation. So Gail is right-handed, Brian's left-handed, and it cracked me up where during that video I didn't say, so this makes no sense to me, that Brian is sitting to the right of Gail. So Gail is over here, and Brian is over here sitting there demoing or, tasting the food, sampling the food to share with you. And so Brian's sitting here kind of like handicapped trying to eat. When you go to these restaurants, it isn't like these restaurants, these tables sometimes, I guess you don't really want the people to come here and eat your food because they're just so damn small. But the point is, so I was looking at Brian, and I'm thinking he's struggling to get his food. So I'm thinking, why wouldn't a Brian gone over to the left? Lefties eat left, and righties eat right. So I'm thinking, if Gail would have switched positions, then for Brian, he would have had more of a free-spirited, eating. And then for Gail, it's the same thing. She's rubbing up against Brian. So I'm thinking, you guys need to do a lefty-righty. If you're lefty, you sit left. If you're righty, sit right. And so maybe they'll take my idea and run with it, or they'll be like, that's a stupid idea. But you get cramped up in those tables in those areas. So here we are. So we're in the shop. Once again, go to Gail's Food and Stuff and check out her channel. She's got a lot of stuff. She takes a lot of time out of her day to make a video, goes and does editing, and she really does do a good job on her videos. So hope she gets some subscribers from my channel and helps her channel grow. She tries to help others as well. This is pretty incredible. So you guys have already gone through those 2 food bowls for the most part. Yeah, so what the heck is going on? Anymore getting on the media, social media, the news, it's just hard to stay in touch on a certain, dominant subject because there's so many dominant subjects. It's beyond believable what we're witnessing right now with the change administrations in our country, and it's just incredible to think about what we are being told. And do you really believe it? Do you really believe, sincerely, do you really believe that the government has misplaced and has lost trillions of dollars? with no accountability where all the money's gone. This is so bad, everybody. I want a refund. I really do. I want a refund. And actually, Elon Musk has already thrown out there maybe every U.S. citizen gets a $5,000 check, which he's looking to see if Donald Trump will, for a refund in so many ways. $5,000 is a good sum of money for a lot of people, and it's only right. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous that our federal government that'll send the IRS to your house and audit you, and if you honestly told the IRS agent that you made millions of dollars and you had no accountability where all that money went, how do you think that conversation would go? I mean, sincerely, for anybody watching my channel, if the IRS came to your house and you had millions of dollars undocumented that you took in your business and didn't actually report the monies and had no accountability for it, how would you be treated? It would be, it's bad. You may be going to jail. You may be having your house taken from you. You may be having your business taken from you. But yet when it goes to the federal government, oh well, too bad. Where did money go? You and I, as the taxpayers of our country, we need to demand, where did the money go? Who got the money? Who has the money to enrich themselves off of our taxes from our country? It is so bad. Where'd the money go? It isn't right. It's not right that people stole from our infrastructure, of our tax system, and people are just playing the, got me, ain't my money. I don't know. I just worked there, It's so bad, everybody. People need to start going to jail. People need to start having their houses taken from them, their yachts from them. People, they need to be tracking down where all this damn money went. It is so bad. It's so sickening. And once again, for you and I, as a little guy, how do you think you get treated in a small business when you don't pay your sales tax? When you don't pay payroll taxes? Do you know how bad that is? If you're a business owner and you don't pay payroll taxes, do you know how severe those penalties are? Yes, it's radical stuff. Very radical. And if you don't understand that, when you're a business owner and you pay a guy $1,000 a week, you're going to take $200-$300 a week out of his check through the payroll system. Now, if you don't report that, you just pay the guy the $700, $800, but then you just keep the $200-$300 yourself and you don't report it to the payroll system and you don't pay into it. That's tax evasion. You're going to be slammed and killed on that crap. And so how is it fair that our government gets to take our tax money and then look at you and I and go, you know what? Suck it up, Buttercup. It's so bad, everybody. Where is it going? Really, how far and deep is this going? And then it's classic. With the Social Security Administration, they're now showing that there's like 330 million people in our country. Remember, think this through. There's 330 million people in our country, yet the tax system, the Social Security Administration has record to pay out to 396 million people, or something like that. There's like a 60 million discrepancy of Social Security tax money being paid out to people when the country's not even that big. Okay, so when do we track these people down and demand a refund? And demand that if you paid for your house, for your dead mother or dead grandmother or the whole dead family, and you lived your life off of their Social Security taxes that you never reported they died, we get to sell your house and get the tax money back. Here I am as an individual. You're witnessing right now on my channel where, okay, I've raised my hand. I can't afford this anymore. You have to come get it. I have voluntarily said, okay, my business plan, my ideas of my company that I thought would do much better than it's done, my idea of social media that I thought would do much better than I thought it would be. There's a lot of things behind the scenes you don't understand. That my company, that I did some things a few years ago where my company really did take off and start making a lot of money. But then it kind of plateaued, and then it started going down. And then it kind of never recovered from that. And so that's where I've kind of got myself into trouble in some ways of having the higher expectation that my company would continue to kind of do better, more so than not as good. And so for me as a business owner, for me as an individual, I've raised my hand and said, okay, I can't pay for this anymore. You got to come get it. And then once you sell it, get rid of it, you're going to send me the notice, and I'm going to have to face the tune, and I'm going to have to pay the difference. But yet in the federal government, the position of theirs is, Oh well, we lost all your money. It is what it is. It went to somebody else. What are you going to do? Oh, it went to foreign adversaries. What are you going to do to us? That's not my problem. I just resign. Does everyone remember Loretta Lynch of the IRS that targeted the MAGA? The people who were trying to organize nonprofit political movements, and the IRS deliberately denied them applications for their nonprofit organizations. Does anyone remember this? Do you remember Loretta Lynch downtown being hammered about this? And what does she do? I'm out. See you later. Bye-bye. Oh, hey, you can't talk to me no more. Since I resigned, I have no, okay, everybody. Hey, let's see here. All these cars went away, and Ford Motor Credit calls me. And I go, you know what? I resigned from my position in my company. I'm just now doing something else. And see you later. Can't touch me. Bye-bye. Doesn't work that way. I mean, oh my gosh. So where's the refund, everybody? When are we getting our refund? $5,000 is not good enough for me. I want my $100,000 refund because it's showing more than ever in the books that the country, this government, has been taking our monies and just doing whatever the hell they want to do with it on the tax monies, and it's bigger than we even realize. You're talking trillions of dollars. Not millions. We're not talking millions of dollars discrepancy. We're not talking billions. We're talking trillions. I dare you today to count to 1 trillion. And what happened? It happened. We have these numbers now where, it's just $1 trillion. What's a big deal? This really cracks me up. We live in a society today that's so confused and so convinced that this country will never see bad times, will never go bankrupt, that, for the average person, I can guarantee you the answer will be, who really cares about this deficit of our country? It's being overhyped by Donald Trump, overhyped by Elon Musk. Who cares? Just print more money. That really is the attitude. Who cares? The government's just going to keep on printing more money. Who cares? What are they going to do? So if the country's going bankrupt, it won't go bankrupt. How could that ever happen? I mean, and so the mentality is that it's okay for the country to give out money to people that don't deserve the money. It's okay for the government to hide where all the money's going. And in the end, as a taxpayer, what's the big deal? Just continue to pay taxes. And if you're Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren or any of these other Democratic political people, they turn the tables on you of masters of deception, and they start focusing on how they don't get enough taxes out of the rich people. That there's still enough to, hey, is this beyond believable? Think this through. It's beyond believable that Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren and all the Nancy Pelosi's, all these rich-ass politicians, all they preach about is that the big guys don't pay the tax system enough money. They never volunteer to tell you that all the tax money they're taking is not being used to your advantage, and it's being used to enrich the elites and certain individuals. Do you ever talk about that? I mean, it's hard to believe if Elon Musk had not been brought into the Trump administration, we wouldn't even be talking about this. This country would still have the slide screen, the film over your eyes of having no clue of basically looking at this TV monitor of it's just a blank screen of you're clueless on how bad our government has abused the policies to enrich the certain elitists and to enrich those to push the propaganda and the agendas and the political powers to be that they're saying so much is the deep state like never ever seen. That your taxpayers are paying for the way, if you don't like the Democratic Party, the liberal-minded person, you're contributing through our tax system to support that mentality and for them to gain even more traction to take over the way you think. It's just incredible. It's incredible. I can only hope for Donald Trump and Elon Musk that they have, I've said it a zillion times, have incredible security detail. I mean, I just can't emphasize enough how many people want to see Donald Trump and Elon Musk just disappear. I mean, it's real stuff. There's people getting riled up like never seen. There's more people lose their job, more foreign adversaries lose the monies they were getting. The list goes on and on and on of how corrupt our government is, and the corruption is throughout the world, and those that have been now affected by losing out in the free-for-all money from our tax-based system. And in so many ways, you have to even say it was just probably more printed money. I mean, was it even all the tax dollars really even set aside, or just, what bureaucracy, what treasury, what, how many different divisions of the country do you have overseeing the Department of Treasury and, blah, 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 whatever. I mean, I know for a lot of people watching my channel, I'm sure you probably heard now for like 2 weeks about this Doge, whatever you want to call it, Department of Government efficiency, but it's not stopping. The next adventure that Elon Musk sends the team in, it's another story of how much money's been taken away from the taxpayers that was never allocated or never even approved. And wow. So where's our refund? Do you want a refund? I want a $100,000 refund personally. I think $100,000. I mean, that's what I want. $5,000, that's chump change. That's no penalty. I mean, that's no penalty to this country. What I want to see is them go dig up where all this money went and force all the people that got rich off of our tax dollars, that own their mega houses, their mega yachts, their mega cars, their mega investments. I want to see them be forced to sell everything, and we start collecting all the monies. Remember Bernie Madoff? Would he be rolling in his grave right now? Think about Bernie Madoff that got caught being the Ponzi scheme of investing. Would he be rolling in the grave right now, witnessing the government that persecuted him was actually worse than him, of taking the taxpayers' monies and then enriching the select few and the agendas, versus Bernie Madoff? Sure, he enriched himself, but remember, they went after his assets. They did dig up a decent amount of money to give back to the people who lost their money, not all of it. But here's the ballgame. Our government should be saying, first of all, for all the money's misspent, that money needs to be dug up, brought back to us, and then for the penalties of the interest that we would have earned in that money, or investments we would have earned in that money, whatever it may be, and start adding it up. And I'd be willing to bet you that's going to be a ton of freaking money. I can guarantee it to be a ton of freaking money. All right, so it's all about the never-ending aggravation of dealing with our government, which was you on my channel. You witnessed me talking so many years about the Biden administration, a.k.a. the Obama regime in power. And you just have to say to yourself, it totally is, in my views, the goal to bankrupt the country, to tear up the Constitution, to rewrite the Constitution, which would be rewritten into laws and everything else would be all different, just to change this whole country. That's really the goal, everybody. You don't want to hear it, but that's really Barack Obama's goal. And people are like, oh, no, you're crazy. I ain't crazy. Barack Obama, that guy wants to see this country undermined and repositioned and have different powers to be on who has the power and who doesn't. If you don't believe that, then you're just foolish. So here's Zelensky. This cracks me up. Here's Zelensky, the dogs here. Got some water here, but it's here. Watch out, pups. Here. There you go. So, Zelensky, this guy, does this guy really just piss you off? I'm sorry. This guy Zelensky, he's an asshole. He's an asshole. It's 3 years in, everybody. It's 3 years in. How's the war going, Mr. Zelensky? How's it going, Mr. Zelensky? You never had the money to fight the war yourself. How come you're still fighting a war? I mean, sincerely. I mean, do you really stop and think about it? So here's a guy that has had to borrow everybody else's money to fight a war against Russia because Russia just wants back its turf. The bottom line is Russia just wants back the slice of pie that Ukraine took from it years ago. I mean, whether you realize it or not, that's the facts. So Russia wants it back. And if initially Russia's position was, we want our territory back, just live under the Moscow rule, and we'll leave you alone. And instead, Zelensky and the corruption that country has is like, screw you, we didn't do that. And so now we are 3 years in. 3 years in, billions and billions of dollars spent, lives and lives and lives lost, infrastructure lost. This guy Zelensky's basically running his mouth. And I love how the European Union now is saying, oh, we need to come to the table. Hey, you know what, everybody? Right. Hey, European Union, that's your problem over there. Oh, no, it isn't. Russia is going to take over the world, man. Really? Really? You're that brainwashed? Really? No. You're brainwashed. So the reality is, for Zelensky, it's like, shut the hell up. You need to sign a peace treaty. You need to go home. You need to go home, and you need to accept that Russia is going to dominate you because is Russia begging the world for monies? I mean, can anybody answer that for me? Is Russia begging the world for monies to fight this war? I don't think they are. And the thing is, for Mr. Zelensky, Mr. Asshole, you have created financial havoc throughout the world because of your actions, because you're wanting to fight this war with Russia, and everybody like us has paid a lot more for energy. The stability of the markets have all changed. Lots of things that you helped create. So I'm not going to go too much more on that because Mr. Zelensky needs to sit down, shut the hell up. You can't afford to fight your own war. And if the European Union wants to go for the ever war with Russia, Russia will fight him forever, everybody. Russia was in Afghanistan for like 20 years. So if you don't think this, you think this is going to go away, it won't. So if the Europeans want to start fighting Russia as well, it's going to be a 10-year war. It'll never stop. But Zelensky will continue to be the asshole in charge because since it's a wartime policies, there's no elections for Ukraine. Isn't it incredible that what? No, stop it. Stop it. Here we go. He calls in the car. No, stop it. Isn't it incredible how before Donald Trump's last presidency was over, it was Ukraine that was a thorn in his ass about how Ukraine was dirty with monies with Joe Biden. And how Donald Trump tried to expose Joe Biden, run for presidency, with Hunter Biden of the dirty dealings Ukraine and Joe Biden, Hunter Biden had influencing that country through political powers to be as a vice president. And then Donald Trump, they got everything reversed for Donald Trump trying to interfere with the election of Joe Biden running for president. Does anyone remember that? So this Ukraine, so Zelensky doesn't get is, you're a thorn in my ass, which he is. Stop it. Hey, just stop it. So what Zelensky doesn't get is, hey, buddy, your country, what you did to me in my last presidency, I'm just not going to deal with you anymore, buddy. You need to be kicked to the curb and get the hell out. All right, so here's what's interesting. When you think about Evel Knievel, what do you think of? Do you think about Harley Davidson? Do you think about Evel Knievel being the daredevil, the guy from the 60s and 70s? I mean, was Evel Knievel kind of a really cool guy back in the day? Yeah, he was. But do you realize that Evel Knievel never started off on Harleys? That actually Evel Knievel started on Triumphs. Yes, he was a Triumph guy. As a young man, he was a Triumph guy. He wasn't a Harley guy. So whether it is or not, the Caesar's Palace with that incredible stunt of him jumping, he was on a Triumph, not a Harley. The Harley didn't come along until the late 60s or early 70s, like the XR 750 series or something. So even for me, I never realized that Evel Knievel was really more of a Triumph guy than a Harley guy. Another reason I'm bringing this up is because Triumph, this past fall, introduced the Triumph Rocket for 2025 with the Evel Knievel theme. And I didn't even realize this, so I'm going to share with you right now on what I've got going on here, if I can get my phone to work right with my heavy hands. So here it is. Here is the Triumph Rocket 3 Evel Knievel Limited Edition first look. So look at this here. So actually, I would love to have one of these, actually. You're making 500 of the R and a GT Rocket. So I have the R, which the difference is the R is the front one, the rear one's the GT, which has more of the laid-back type of ride. The R in the front is more of the more aggressive ride. So the GT is more of the cruiser style, a little bit, the way it's set up with the controls. But anyways, they're making 250 of each of these models. And here's Evel Knievel at the Caesar's Palace, 1967. He was on a Triumph. I think like a TT. I think he was like on a TT 120 or something. Let's see here. Now, these guys just annoy the hell out of you, don't you? I'm trying to see here where it. Oh, it's a T120 Bonneville. So that so once again, I never realized that Evel Knievel, I always thought was the Harley guy. No, even for me. So the reason I'm bringing this up is this is so cool. They have a limited production Triumph Rocket R Evel Knievel edition. Would I like to have one of those? I would. I think that'd be so cool to get one of those. And then, how they got his signature, I guess, through, technology and all. So this is a whole story on Cycle World, if you want to go to Cycle World. This is November last year. I kind of forgot to bring it up. Even has the Evel Knievel Signa when you start up the bike on the screen. And once again, here's Evel Knievel as a young man right there. The second from the left. Triumph right there. There he is in Triumph. Let's see here. There he is doing his daredevil stand-up and wheelie. Triumph. So Triumph really likes Evel Knievel. And in recognition of him, I think this is really cool that he's doing that. Like, here's my kid calling me. So, it's never ending with everybody bugging me and whatever else. Let's see here. So, let me get her off the phone. Yeah, so once again, yeah, can I pull that off? I don't know. It's possible. It's possible. Is it worth it? I mean, it's just more or less the theme of the motorcycle. But this shows, here's, what's that? Robbie, he died. Isn't that incredible how Evel Knievel has a daughter. There he is there again. And so once again, then here he is. This is back in his 20s, and he was a Triumph. Was that a bobber back then? So I just thought it'd be interesting to share with everybody here. And here it is. Once again, I think that's a really cool theme to the bike. Just to be in recognition. That's my era. That's when I was a kid growing up in the 70s. And was I intrigued by Evel Knievel? I mean, who wasn't back at that time for the things he did? So pretty cool, right? Trade my Triumph Rocket for that. But I don't even know if my dealer has one. I mean, so it's only 500 being built. It's, good luck, would be my guess. And not cheap. 27,495 and 28 would be the GT. So, but it's 180 horsepower rocket. I love mine. Mine's out in my trailer. So for everybody here watching my channel, I got a lot of things in my trailer that aren't sitting here to free up room, get the Camaro back in here. So, all right, everybody, I want a refund. I need a refund. The reason I need a refund is to help get myself out of the quandary that I've created upon myself of overextending myself. And that's what Elon Musk was talking about yesterday with the interview of Sean Hannity with Donald Trump and Elon Musk sitting side by side. And he's saying, this country's no different than a person that overextends itself and it can't pay its bills. Well, that's where our country is, everybody. But for the most part, people want to hear it because they just think that printing money will just continue to solve the problem, but it really won't. So that's it. I can talk all day long. 30 minutes is my goal. Hope everybody has a blessed day. Stay tuned for more adventures on Ice HCV.